Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Liz, and in today's video, we're doing some trash to treasures. So I've been having fun getting back into the thrift stores and finding some fun things. I picked up this crate at the thrift store. It was priced at $2.50. As soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. So I started by taking off the existing handles that were already on the piece. Next, I'm going to paint it with 2 coats of Waverly white chalk paint. Now, I wanted this to be pretty distressed, so when I was painting it, I wasn't really worried about if I left some edges not painted. I kind of was going for that look. So I was painting it, but not where all the edges were covered. Next, I'm going to use the paint color Elephant by Waverly, and I'm just going to brush that on lightly to the edges and kind of across the middle as well. Dollar Tree has these galvanized tin signs, and they have one that says thankful. So I'm going to hot glue that to the front. Then I'm going to add that same elephant color on the top of that galvanized sign and also kind of around the front area. I get a big spool of this nautical rope off of Amazon. I think it's just easier to pick this up than getting the kind at Dollar Tree. I'll link it down in the description box for you if you're interested. I'm going to loop in my rope where the existing handles were. I'm going to have 4 pieces of rope after I loop them through, and I'm going to tie them in a big knot at the top, and I'll cut off any excess. Now you could hang this anywhere. I'm hanging mine on my fireplace, but really if you had like a plant hanger or somewhere in your house, you could hang it anywhere. I'm going to be decorating it with some pumpkins that I already had on hand. I have these like white and green ones. They're both from Hobby Lobby, but you can get pumpkins from pretty much anywhere. Some of the pumpkins, like the burlap ones that I'm using, are also from Dollar Tree. Now, after you place your pumpkins in the container, you're going to notice that you have some holes, and you're probably thinking, what should I do here? Well, what I like to do is add in a little bit of greenery and a few accessories. I think it just really helps to finish it off. So I have these cool little leaves from plants that I picked up from Walmart. I'm going to stick those in with my pumpkin. I'm also going to be adding in some pine cones and some pieces of cotton. That's just going to help to finish it off, but this is totally optional. And here's a look at how my cute hanging basket turned out. Do you guys need help with cleaning your home, but you just don't know like where to go or who to find? Well, Handy, today's sponsor, is one of the easiest ways to connect you with independent service professionals in your area. I have been really stressed lately with working full-time, managing kids' schedules, going back to school, that I needed something off my plate, and I knew that cleaning was one of those things that I could take off of it. So I used the Handy app to schedule a cleaning. It was so easy to use. It only took 60 seconds. I could pick the day, the time that I wanted, and if you want, you can schedule like reoccurring cleaning so it happens, each month. I think one of the great things about the Handy app is it connects you with professionals that are in your area, and they give you their rating. I had a really great experience with my cleaning. They were super professional and everything was done on time. If you guys are interested in trying out Handy and seeing what it's all about, you can click my link down in the description box. And if you sign up for a reoccurring service, you can get a 3-hour service for just $39. Our next project is gonna be a wall art piece. I picked up this mirror at my thrift store. It was around $12. And when I saw it, I really liked the frame of it and I thought, this is gonna make a great sign. I buy a lot of inexpensive laminate or peel and stick wallpaper off of Amazon. So I had this sheet and it was like a white textured wood. I thought that would be really cool for a sign. So I'm going to pull the piece of paper out and I'm just going to cut off the excess. And then the way I measure is not scientific in any way. I just kind of take my fingernail, push it into the edge and then pull it up and then I'll cut off the excess. I know it's not gonna get me a perfect line, but it's easier for me, so I just do it that way. So I'm gonna do that until I have my piece the size that I want it to be. So once your piece is trimmed down, I'm gonna remove the backing. And what I find the best way to put on peel and stick or any kind of contact paper, laminate, anything, is to try to start at one end, maybe in one corner, and just try to smooth it really well as you're putting it down. You will start to get bubbles and you wanna try to get those out before you smooth your whole paper down because it's a lot harder and the paper can crinkle if you do it afterwards. But just try your best to get most of the bubbles out. I wanted this to have a little bit of white to it, but I really like the color underneath. So I'm just going to roughly paint on this and then use a rag to pull off any excess. It's gonna give me a really good two-tone farmhouse look when I'm finished. Next, I'm going to use a fall image that I created for my sign. I'm going to link it for you down in the description box. It's completely free if you want to go download it. So I wanted to show you guys when you get this image, how you would upload it into the Cricut design space. So I'm going to take you into my Cricut design space. So the first thing you want to do is click on Upload Image. And then you want to click on the top one that just says Simple Image because it's not an intricate image in any way. Then you have two options. You want to save it as a cut image. The image on the left is if you're going to be printing it out. The image on the right is if you want to cut it out on your Cricut. Once your image is in the Cricut design space, now you can make it any size you want. I usually make mine around the 12-inch mark so that it'll cut out nicely on my Cricut, but if you want to make it bigger, you always can do that as well. Then you just want to continue. I decided to cut mine out on a black vinyl. Once everything's cut out, now I'm gonna weed my image out, which just basically means that I'm gonna pull off the excess vinyl. Now, once I got it all out, I decided the image was a little too small for my piece. So I went back in and I enlarged the lower portion and made that a little bit bigger for my sign. So sometimes I do that and I'll just use the one that I made for something else. Now, to get your vinyl onto your sign, I like to use a contact paper. This is just something you could pick up at Walmart or anywhere. You're just going to lay the contact paper over the top of your vinyl and stick it down really good. Then you're gonna pull off that white backing piece. Place your image on your sign wherever you want it to go, and then press it down firmly before you try to remove the contact paper. And you can use that same piece of contact paper to put on the other images as well. And here's a look at how my sign turned out. All right, you guys, so this next project, I like the way it turned out, which you're gonna have to let me know. It's a little different, so let me know what you think. So I was at Home Depot and I found this, I guess they're called landscape boards, and they were $3.99. So I picked up one of these boards. Side note, this is a very heavy board, but especially when you're like, I was carrying out, I had like a container of cement and I had the board as well. It was a little much, but you know, I got it in the car, so it was fine. So on my board, I marked off 10 lines with a Sharpie. These were very random. I didn't want them to be the same size in any way. I just wanted it to be super random. Then I used my saw to cut where the Sharpie lines were. So that left me with 10 random pieces. So I started just by sanding them down just to get off the rough edges, and these are outdoor boards, so they're not gonna be super smooth. I don't want these to be super smooth, so I was just kind of trying to get off any excess sawdust or where wood was raised. I grabbed some of the Dollar Tree stems, and I'm going to be using these as stems. These are little rustic pumpkins, if you haven't figured it out yet. But I'm going to be putting the stems on these pumpkins, and I'm kind of just picking out the ones that I think look best on there. But I'm also trying to find like consistent sticks, because some of them you get in a package are like really small, some of them are long. So I wanted more of like a consistent look. Once I figured out which stems I was going to use, I just hot glued them in place. I wanted these to be a neat table centerpiece. So I put down a table runner. This table runner is from Kirkland's. I will try to find it for you and link it below. I did get it last year though. Then I placed the pumpkins out. I tried to make them in a random order. You don't want them to be really strategic, but concentrate your taller ones to the middle and your shorter ones to the end. It kind of rounds out the look, I think, a little bit. And then just to give it a little bit something extra, I added in some green leaves that I had, and also these burlap leaves from Dollar Tree. I also added in some miniature pine cones to sit out as well. And here's a look at how the display turned out. I'm really interested to know what your guys' opinion is of this and the other projects that I made. If you want to check out Handy, I'm going to link everything down in the description box so you can go check it out. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I post 2 DIYs each week, and I'm going to link our last video here for you. And I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.